Hey everybody, KingCorphish here. So, a lot of people don't know this, but my favorite game is actually Star Fox 64, as well as its 3D port. Now, on this day, April 22nd, 2016, Star Fox Zero is coming out, and I thought that an awesome way to celebrate a new installment of my favorite game series, we can take a look at my top 5 planets in Star Fox 64.
Good luck.
Coming in at number 5 is not Aquas, not Solar, and not Titania.
In Titania, it's just so slow, the enemies are so annoying, and the boss is just impossible. And all for what? To save Slippy? This useless creature? Like, no! It's stupid! Aquas has the exact same problem, it's just so slow paced, and the boss is so obnoxious, and the level is just so dark, you literally can't see a thing, it's awful! And this level, don't even get me started on Solar, you're constantly taking damage, and it's so impossible to even get to the boss, let alone beat it, because you're always taking damage, and this boss is so difficult. He's always spewing lava and just... Ah!
Okay. Sorry, I just got a lot of pent-up rage about those planets. Alright, let's try this again. Here's number 5.
Zonis. Fun fact, Zonis is actually the very last level that I've ever played in Star Fox. Zonis was once a really clean, huge, and vast
whirlpool of sea.
But since the Lilat Wars have been going on, it's now an abandoned, toxic wasteland, which is so cool. Even at the beginning of the level, Peppy says, "This is Zonis," just to point out the dramatic change that this planet has had over time. Team Star Fox is actually trying to stay anonymous and low-key throughout this stage, and in order to do that, they have to take out all of these searching spotlights. Taking out all of these spotlights is the most difficult thing in this stage. There's so many of them, and if you miss just one, then you're instantly caught and you're screwed. Zonis is also one of the few stages that actually features Cat. Oh, you don't know who Cat is? Okay, let me put it simply like this. She's one of them basic bitches in high school who will flirt with any guy just to get what she wants.
Beautiful. I could kiss you for that.
Okay, please don't. Cat and Falco also had some sort of backstory, but I don't really care about that. The boss for Zonis is actually pretty cool. He's got this whole pirate thing going for him, which is pretty cool, man. Don't ditch that. It's you. Work it. The interesting thing about this boss is the fact that you can't actually shoot it down with normal lasers. The only way to take him out is to use bombs. Are you afraid you're gonna run out of bombs? Well, too bad. You're not going to. He gives you bombs. The one and only thing that can defeat him, he gives to you just willingly. Like, what? You have to shoot down the 2 exhaust pipes at the top of them, and then he's going to turn around and drop down a crane. You have to shoot down this crane, and then after you do that a few times, he'll go berserk, you shoot him down, and yay, you win! Except I actually couldn't beat him on recording, so... yeah, this list isn't going off to that great of a start, is it? And if you can successfully beat this planet with Cat, unlike me, she'll actually follow you to the next stage, so that's cool. Area 6. If you want to see the perfect example of bullet hell, it's Area 6. This planet, or I guess it's not really a planet, it's more like a little bit of the solar system, is literally the definition of chaos. And I love it. Team Star Fox just took out the boss in Macbeth, and they feel like now is a better time than any to go take on Venom and the man in charge of this entire war, Andross. Something that I find really cool about this stage is the closer that you get to Venom, Andross starts to talk to you through the messaging system, saying things about your father, and it's just so cool because, like, he's threatening the hero, the person that's trying to slay him, and it's just so cool. Andross is such a perfect villain. And the boss for Area 6, his name is Gorgon, by the way, is really awesome as well. The strategy in order to take out Gorgon is that you have to take out the 3 tentacles. After you do that, he'll open up, and that's when you have to shoot down the 3 energy balls. You have to do it very quickly and then shoot the center of him. If you don't do it quick enough, then he'll close, and you'll have to take out those tentacles again. Once you've dealt enough damage to Gorgon, then he'll start to use his final move, which really reminds me of Lucario's final smash in Super Smash Bros. Like, a lot. Haha, Pikachu, you can't get me. It's really cheap. It takes up the entire screen, and it's almost impossible to avoid it. But it's possible, and I've done it, just not on recording. Great. But once Gorgon is taken out, it's off to Venom to take on the final fight. Venom. Well, to be more specific, Venom 1 and 2. If you were to ask me specifically which one I like more, well, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Both Venom 1 and Venom 2 are both equally as awesome, in my opinion. Venom 1 focuses a lot more on story and gameplay and obstacles and such, whereas Venom 2, well, has Starwolf. Team Star Fox just exited Bulls, and they're now ready to take on Planet Venom. As soon as they get there, they're approached by a bunch of enemies, and it's total chaos. There are even points in the level where you have to choose between a left path or a right path in order to progress through the planet. I always choose the path with Falco, because Falco is awesome. Throughout the level, Andross gives you threatening messages, and it really motivates you to go take him on at the end of the level. Eventually, you get to this creepy looking temple. When you arrive, Andross sends you a golem, and it is out for blood. This golem can earthbend, and it'll give you obstacles you have to fly past, and then you have to shoot it down. When he's dead and gone, it's time to go take on Andross. The flight on the way to Andross is so cool. He's sending you threatening messages, and it just is so awesome. It's just really anticipating you for the Andross fight that's about to happen. And there he is, Andross. In order to take him out, you have to shoot him in the eye, and then you have to take out his hands. Once his hands are all gone, then you just shoot him down, and there he goes. Fox flies out and avoids the giant explosion, and then he goes right back to Corneria because he just saved the world. However, that's not the ending that everybody wants you to take. Star Fox 64 splits into two different endings. There's a Venom 1 ending and a Venom 2 ending. In the Venom 2 ending, you're just exiting Area 6 and it's time to go take on Andross, but by the time you get there, Starwolf shows up. Starwolf is essentially like the anti-Star Fox. It's so cool because everybody has their whole opposite doppelganger, and they're just all evil and stuff. It's awesome. Team Starwolf consists of Wolf, Leon, Pigma, and Andrew. Andrew, actually, believe it or not, is the nephew of Andross. If you've battled Team Starwolf before, you might think that they were a little easy, even a pushover, but this time they're back and they want vengeance. They got better ships, upgraded weapons, and they even seem a little damaged. You can see that they all have bandages on their icons. They've even learned a thing or two about fighting. They've learned how to barrel roll, U-turn, and all the other obnoxious stuff. This fight between Star Fox and Starwolf is so intense, and it's so clutch. It literally comes down to the wire. It's so difficult, it's unreal. But eventually, Star Fox beats them. Fox decides to ditch the rest of his team and go take on Andross himself. When going down this path, I recommend going left, right, right. It'll get you really prepared for the upcoming battle. At first glance, the fight against Andross is actually the same as Venom 1, but then something weird happens. Andross digivolves into his true form, which is literally nightmare fuel.
Only I have the brains to rule my life.
Ha, get it? Because it's a brain. Andross sends out his two eyes, and you have to shoot those down. After that, you have to shoot down Andross enough times in the tumor? Is that a tumor? I'm not even sure what the heck that is, but you have to shoot it. After that, you take out Andross, but he says that he won't go down without taking you with him, and he attempts to kill you in his final explosion. Just when all hope seems lost, Fox hallucinates his late father, and he guides him out and saves the world. This hallucination seemed pretty vivid to Fox, though, because at the end, he's looking around to see where the heck his father went, only to find out that he was just imagining the whole thing. We know that this is a hallucination because when Fox and James are exiting the boss battle, you see James just disappear. I feel like nobody really catches that, but it's how you know it's a hallucination. This is what I consider to be the true ending to Star Fox 64, and it is so intense, and I love it so much. Couldn't be more of a perfect ending. Macbeth. A lot of people seem to really not like Macbeth, and for pretty valid reasons. It's really slow-paced, but I just seem to really like the Landmaster. Besides Titania, of course, as I have very nicely explained earlier in this video. I just feel like Macbeth fits the Landmaster a lot more, with trains to shoot and boulders to explode. There's just so much fun to be had, and a lot of death. That's my favorite part. So Team Star Fox is on their way to go take out Andross at Venom, and they feel like now is a really good time to go take on the enemy base head-on. Since this is Venom's entire weapon supply, there's so much machinery and stuff everywhere. I love the environment, it's just so fitting. There are even train tracks on the ground that your Landmaster can roll over, and it makes it shake, and it's all funny and stuff. Something else that I really like about Macbeth is that throughout the level, the boss of the planet always is speaking to you and is taunting you. It's just really cool. Kind of like Andross in Area 6, only This is even cooler because you have no clue who this guy is until you meet him face to face at the end of the level. Something else that I really love about the boss at the end of this level is the fact that you don't even really need to fight him. One thing that you can do in this level is just completely ignore the boss. There are 8 switches that you can shoot down, and if you shoot down all 8, then he will die. And it's funny. These 8 switches are literally the most stressful thing in the entire game, in my opinion. Every single time that I try to do this challenge, it always comes down to the wire, and I just love it. Not to mention, this is also the most brutal death in the entire game, which is also really cool. It's worth 50 whole points! That's like a lot. And since this boss just completely destroyed his entire weapons base, Team Star Fox completely won this battle. They fly away, or I guess slowly roll away, in just complete victory. It's the coolest moment. Corneria. Okay, so I know this was like really expected, but I mean, what can I say? This is Corneria. It's the first level, the one that I played the most, and it's just so nostalgic, it's unreal. At the beginning of the stage, you get a cutscene where you learn more about each individual character, and it's just such a good opening way to learn more about the game. Corneria pretty much serves as a little tutorial stage, but they mask it so well with such an awesome backstory. Corneria City is the largest city in Lilat. It's pretty much the main hub for everything, and Venom decides to attack it head on, and it's up to Team Star Fox to come and save it. You even see Falco say this is horrible, as if Corneria City was once a utopia and now it's just getting destroyed by all of these enemies. It's not very much text, but it just sets up the Star Fox 64 story so well as the backstory for Corneria. At the very beginning of the level, Slippy grows a pair and decides to go take on some bogeys himself. Of course, it's not, gonna work out for him because Slippy sucks and we have to save him, and I've played Corneria so many times that I can save him just instantly. It's so cool. Later on in the level, you need to learn how to boost in order to save Falco from getting attacked, and that's pretty much the tutorial on how to boost, and it works really well because if you get to save Falco successfully and then you fly through these 7 arcways, then you'll get to go take on the fun boss rather than the stupid one. Like, seriously, I really hate this one. Like, a lot. Like, whenever I play through Star Fox, I always go the hard way. It's just a lot more fun. Fun fact, did you know that this boss right here is actually the boss from the SNES version of Star Fox? Because I didn't know that. Thanks, Brett Ultimist. Maybe you are good for something rather than replacing Dookie Shed. The boss for Corneria is actually really simple, which is not a bad thing. You just have to shoot down the open spot, and there he goes. It's a great way for an opening boss for the first level of the game, and I can't think of any other way that you could do it. And then at the end of the level, Team Star Fox flies away triumphantly because they won the battle. It's just awesome. Oh yeah, by the way, this happens.
Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll!
Hey everybody, KingCorphish here. Thank you so much for watching my top 5 favorite planets in Star Fox 64. If you enjoyed it, hitting this big red subscribe button would mean the world to me. You can click right here to check out my last video on pets, cats too. That was a fun time. I owned a cat and it was great. Also, following me on Twitch and Twitter would mean the world to me as well. I've got a gameplay channel where I post Let's Plays, and if you want to go check that out, you can. It's pretty fun over there. I've been doing a Let's Play of Star Fox 64 lately, and that's been so much fun. And also, just a little update on that channel, Star Fox Zero Let's Play will be coming out in a few hours, so if you want to check that out, you can. Click right here. By the way, if you're wondering about this whole little camera angle thing, I don't know, I thought it'd be cool to film outside at night, because, Star Fox, space, but I don't know if it looks cool or not. Whatever. I think it's pretty cool. With all of that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!